He was the winner of the inaugural WWE Tough Enough tournament. This former WWE superstar is now an actor, producer, and YouTube sensation. Straight Outta Jersey welcomes Maven Huffman.
I'm stealing that open.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Straight Outta Jersey. I am Joe Zapata, and I'm here with my guest. He's a former WWE superstar. He's an actor, producer, and he's a YouTube sensation. He's got the best YouTube channel about wrestling. He's my friend, best guy ever in my cell phone, Maven Huffman. How you doing, Maven?
I'm well. I'm stealing that open. That open was great, man. Thank you very much.
No problem, man. You're the man. I got a quick story that involves me and you. It's pretty funny. Okay. So you did that nice pet adoption thing in Westwood, New Jersey. Yeah. I came down to see you. And then you had some fans coming by you. So I said, let you do your thing. I'm going to walk away. I went to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom inside, and one of the people there was really nice to me, a blonde hair girl. She was really nice to me. And she started talking to me, and she was flirting with me. And I'm like, Then I realized she thought I was Maven Huffman. So you got a date this next weekend.
I was to say, run with it. Run with it. I'd give anything if I could go live my life as someone else.
Yeah, she thought. I don't, Bruce Willis maybe, or I don't know. But it's Maven Huffman.
If someone thinks I'm The Rock, I'm gonna run with it.
See, I'm telling you, you look good, man.
They're gonna know I'm not though. The moment I'm like, can you get dinner? Can you buy dinner?
Yeah, exactly. So I want to ask, because I'm friends with a lot of the boys. I talk to them all the time. How is your health today? I always like to ask. How do you feel?
Yeah. I'm 48, so a lot of the aches and pains daily I have, I don't know if that's from wrestling or because I'm 48, and because I played sports my entire life. Up until I got out of wrestling. Until I got into wrestling. So, my back does hurt. I've got 3 herniated bulging discs right now. My neck, I could probably get neck surgery. I stretch every night.
Wow.
I think the only thing that I would say that alarms me is I get daily headaches.
Oh, wow.
And I have headache medicine in my office at work. I have it here. I have it in my bag that goes everywhere with me. I have it in my truck. I get headaches every day. But here's the thing about it. When I get them, if I take my medicine immediately, they go away.
Okay.
So that's why the medicine's everywhere, because they're manageable. Yeah, but it's more of, it's not like it used to be. I'm not in there trying to get beach muscles anymore.
Now we're about the same age. Did you grow up as a wrestling fan like me?
Loved it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
80s and 70s. Who was your favorite?
Yeah. I grew up in the 80s down in Virginia, and we got mainly NWA. So I grew up loving the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair. I still go back and watch those old 80s studio promos that Flair did. Those were the people. Yeah, like Rock is great. Rock can talk. Austin can talk. But Flair was just doing everything off the cuff. And it was just like his intensity, his emotion. It's just, it still gives me goosebumps when I go back and watch him.
Did you think you wanted to be a wrestler when you were a kid or no?
Yeah, but how do you become a wrestler? That's like how do you become an astronaut? I don't know. And it wasn't until till like the internet came out, and God, has anyone ever said a statement that shows their age more than that? Yeah, but before the interweb, how do you know how to do anything? But once the internet came out, you could start looking stuff up. Hey, how do you become a wrestler? And then wrestling schools would pop up, and I actually looked into a few before Tough Enough came out. But it's just, again, it's one of those dreams that it'd be great. Listen, I thought I was going to be a professional baseball player up until the day a scout told me you're not going to be a professional baseball player.
So who was Maven in high school?
Quiet. Yeah,
really?
Quiet. I probably came out of my shell the moment I got to college.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't want to say I was necessarily a wallflower or nothing, but I mean, I was in a school that it was small. It was very country. Yeah, I mean, I remember I tried to date a girl, and her mom taught in the school. And like this will tell you when it was, and like her mom said, "No, you're not dating that black guy." Like that's
wow.
But I had a cousin who told me, he was like, when you go off to college, he pretty much was telling me, you're gonna clean up.
And you can still clean up today. I know that for a fact.
you're gonna found people that are more open-minded and just people that are more accepting, and truer words are ever spoken. It's like my world started when I left and went off to college, and and I think then my true personality, my true just me came out.
Wow. Then you were going to be a teacher, correct? That's what you went to
I did, yeah. I moved out to Portland, Oregon right after teaching to play baseball. And a buddy of mine from college, he lived out there. He chased a girl out there. They broke up. So he was like, yo, come out and, hang out with me for the summer, play on the semi-pro team with me. And I did. And my plans were to go out here. This was my plan. I was going to go out there, play ball with him for 8 weeks. And then I was going to fly back to Virginia. Another buddy of mine had just become a parole and probation officer for the state of Virginia. And he was going to get me an interview. And he was telling me, it's a great job. I mean, it's the money's not it's not the best, but you can advance.
Wow.
And, if you're here in baseball, I was a catcher in high school. And then I hated it. And when I got out to college, I played my first 2 years. I was a left fielder. And then I was a center fielder my last 2 years. Yeah. Wow. But I was out there playing ball, and he was a school teacher, and just to have something to do. Again, just how different the world is now. I used to go into school with him, and I would tutor his kids. Like, they would never allow that now. And never. And doing that, the vice principal asked me, she was like, have you ever thought about teaching? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I thought about it. She was like, well, we have a 6th grade position open up next year. It's yours if you want it. And I'm like, I don't have a teaching license. And she's like, there's ways around that. And that's how I got my teaching job.
Wow.
And listen, if they paid teachers if teachers made what hedge fund managers make, I would have never left. I loved it. I loved the kids. I loved, it was a fun job. It was great. And it's just, I mean, my first year teaching, I made $29,000 a year.
It is what it is. That is pretty tough. So when did you see about
I literally make more than that a month on YouTube now. It's like, it's like, how do you buy anything doing that? And it's sad.
Yeah. How did you know about the contest, the Tough Enough contest? Where did you hear about it?
Just watching wrestling.
That was it?
Watching Monday Night Raw and hearing JR say, have you ever wanted to be a wrestler? And then they would run the ads for the contest.
And then you just filled it out and went and they picked you?
Well, a buddy of mine, he hit me up on the phone. He was like, are you watching Raw? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you need to go out for this Tough Enough. And this was the probation officer. Now still is. He to this day he's a federal probation officer now.
Oh, wow.
And he's pretty high up in the ranks. And he told me, he was like, if you go out for this, and I didn't believe him. He said the moment I sent the tape in, and got the call to go to New York, he said, you're winning it. He's like, you're winning the whole thing.
Wow.
And I was like, get out of here. But he was right.
He was right. Yeah, you won it. Yeah. So how much were they paying you were they paying you obviously in Tough Enough, right? Not much.
It was a little over $300 a week. Yeah. I never even cashed any of the checks. I had I had a little bit of money saved up from my savings, and they were paying for a lot. So I saved all 9 checks that we got, and I cashed them when I got done.
And then who trained you? Taz trained you, and who else?
Taz, Al Snow, Miss Jackie, and Tori.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you make your debut in October of 2001, I believe it was, right?
It was. I think, yeah.
October 2001. How nervous were you backstage?
Oh, dude. Nervous isn't even the word. like terrified, just like, what am I doing? Like, why are you doing this? But it wasn't just then. I would feel that I would have that same feeling every time I went out there.
Oh,
and then it would every time, yeah. And then it would go away the moment I would feel that when I'm back behind the curtain, and then the moment goes through the curtain, it all goes away. You know, and then it's like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool.
Did you get a lot of heat from the other wrestlers because you went through a contest, not like earn your dues?
Yeah, I did, but other guys got it worse. Like Miz got it worse than I did. I learned from my dad when I was young. You know, keep your mouth shut. You know, open your ears and shut your mouth, and do what you're told. Listen, be respectful, and people can't hate you forever. And they didn't. You know, if you just show respect to people, you know, they're not gonna hate me forever, and they didn't. And you know, it took a while. And eventually, I won Devon over, started riding with Devon, and then once I started doing the stuff with Taker, I mean, I think that was kind of a like all right, because then guys are like, okay, if Taker's working with him, how can I?
Yeah,
you know,
was he tough to approach Taker for you? Like,
not at all.
He was really cool.
Not at all. He's the coolest human being. Like, it's crazy because, you know, even to this day, like we went out last year to
I saw you on YouTube
to do the videos, and we flew out to Austin, and we were going to meet up with him to go out to dinner at a steakhouse. And of course, me being me, I went to the wrong steakhouse. Well, he didn't tell me there were two in the city, you know. So when I got in an Uber and went to the right steakhouse, I walked in and like he stands up, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm still like, I'm 47-year-old man. And I'm like, it's Undertaker. And but you know, he's just the coolest human being. He's just, by 5 hours later, we're the only ones left in the steakhouse, and we're around in a circle just telling stories, and he's holding court. He's the coolest human being ever.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool, but he seems a little bit reserved, a little bit quiet. You know, at times, I don't know. Maybe it's just the fans that probably bother him.
Have you watched his YouTube channel?
I've watched it. Yes.
Yeah, like I think it's great.
He is very good. He's very good.
Like I think the world needs Mark Calloway.
Yeah, you know, maybe. So. Do you know Nick Dinsmore, Eugene, by any chance?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I know Eugene actually well too, and so he's been getting a lot of heat because his YouTube channel, people are giving him heat saying he's copying you. He's like, no, you know, I'm not trying to, but he actually said to me, he goes, I'd love to have Maven in a challenge off a little working YouTube challenge. And I was like, oh, we have to tell him. Yeah.
The guy that runs my channel and the guy that runs his channel are good friends.
Okay.
And communicate.
Okay, that's really.
It's like we can run a work even over YouTube. and as far as that goes, like a lot of the videos I'm doing, I'm copying other YouTubers, just putting the wrestling flair on it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not inventing stuff to talk about. And Nick's stories are completely different than mine. So how would he be copying me?
Yeah, that's true.
Like all we've done is shown a formula, a different way of telling wrestling stories. You know, my stories are different than Devon's.
Of course.
Taker stories are different than mine. Like I don't know why every wrestler isn't doing this formula.
I don't know.
It's just complete that all the answers would be totally different.
That's true. You're absolutely right. I mean, how come your channel? Even my son knows your channel, 15 years old, because
that's awesome.
He says
that's
to
crazy.
me, like,
that's crazy.
He's never seen you wrestle at all. He's like,
yeah,
he just explains things like a teacher, and I guess that's in you because. You know, how come, you know, like your YouTube channel, how's it blown up? What can you explain why it blown up like it is?
Well, we started when my partner approached me. I was working in the city full time, and he told me, he was like, all right, I want you to do some research. And he gave me about 4 or 5 different YouTubers and actually guys that I had never watched. And he was like, watch these guys and tell me why you think they're successful. And I did, and I dived into these channels, and we figured out why people, because there's a formula. The same way in wrestling, there's a formula to a wrestling match. There's a formula to YouTube videos. You need 3 things to be a successful YouTuber: a good title, like a title that grabs you,
grab someone, yes,
and say, and makes you say, "Ooh, I do want to know that," or "I am curious about that," or "I have wondered that." A good thumbnail, a thumbnail that tells a story.
Correct.
That, okay, this is what I'm going to see in this video, and then obviously good content. You know, most wrestlers do podcasts, which is fine. And like, if you can, like it'd be much easier to do a podcast, and it would cost me a hell of a lot less money to do podcasts. I mean, these videos we put out, like, they're expensive. Like, every video we put out, we're about $2,000 in the hole doing. Now, that's not Mr. Beast money. I mean, Mr. Beast is putting $4 million into his videos, but we're trying to do it a little bit different. You know, we're trying to, and he told me, he was like, because we're going to make YouTube videos that happen to deal with wrestling. He's like, wrestlers have YouTube channels. He's like, but they're not making YouTube videos. And there is a difference. And that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to make videos that cater to YouTube, not sit on here and talk for an hour, you know, like this in tiles.
Exactly.
Which, again, I wish I could do that. Like, I wish I had the popularity, like you know, a Nash or a Stone Cold or the Taker to do that, because it'd be much easier.
Yeah,
you know, take an hour of my week. Sign me up. But we're just trying something. We were just trying what was successful in the YouTube space and bring it to wrestling. And I think that's why it's successful.
It's very popular. Everyone loves it. I know everybody, even people were talking to me. I did a live the other night, and people were talking to me like, "Oh, Maven's podcast is so great." You know, everything, your YouTube channel, everything is just, they love it because you go behind the scenes, you show how they gig, how everything. It's really good.
It's funny because I was in the grocery store about a month or two ago, and some kid stopped me, kid working in there, and he said, because normally I would get stopped, somebody would be like, "Are you that wrestler?" But he stopped me and he went, "Are you that guy that tells wrestling secrets on YouTube?" And I was like, "I guess I am." I guess I am. Wow. I'll take it, though. I'll take it.
That's good. Yeah, that's Maven Huffman YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, everyone. It's a great channel. I wanted to ask you, just touch base really quickly on Vince McMahon. His documentary came out. You know, his business is his business. But how was your dealing with Vince? Was he really cool?
He was a businessman. Like he signed the front of the checks, I signed the back.
Okay.
And Vince is a very transactional person. The moment you're making him money, you're his best friend. And the moment that you're not, he'll easily just disregard you. But that's business. You know, business. I always got along with. He's intimidating, but I always got along with him. Imagine being a child and doing something and seeing the joy in your father's eyes, you know, and you remember how good that made you feel. Well, that's what it felt like when Vince was happy with something that you did. Just it was like just the elation of pleasing your father, you know. Because I got that a few times, and then I also got the flip side of that coin a couple times too.
I'm sure
when I had him standing up meeting me at the curtain. Standing, literally go through the curtain and we're fucking nose to nose. That's intimidating too.
Wow. But you didn't see any like crazy behavior with him. He's very professional, right?
I never saw anything but professional behavior.
Okay.
I wasn't on the text chain. I'm not his emergency contact.
Do you watch wrestling today at all? No.
Nah.
No, I don't. No.
I did watch the documentary. I watched Vince's
documentary.
And I had a trip to Maine a couple months ago, and I watched it the whole way up, and I literally finished it. It was a 5-hour trip up and a 5-hour trip back, and I finished it the whole way. I somehow worked out how to get Netflix in the front of my truck.
Is there any chance, you know, Vince McMahon doesn't own it anymore, but any chance Maven might make a return to WWE?
That's out of Maven's hands. Like, I mean, if they called, I would definitely listen. You know, but here's the weird thing about that now. Like, if they I wouldn't immediately just say yes. That's crazy to say. Like, I would have to hear what like if part of their agreement or the contract was, well, you got to stop your YouTube channel, then no. The answer is no.
Wow.
people. Like I'm better. I'm making more now than I did when I wrestled.
Wow.
That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's
nuts. You had an action figure video game and you're making, there it is to me.
Yeah.
And like I did hear though, rumor is the wrestling, inside the wrestling, people like you who have YouTube channels, very popular. That's what today's wrestling, they want to start pulling at and bringing those internet.
Absolutely.
That's what they're trying to, like, obviously, like Logan Paul or the Paul brothers.
Yeah, well, he's on a different. I mean, he's on a different stratosphere.
So I would think they would probably be open to bringing you back, maybe for a little something.
Like no part of me thinks I'm on Logan Paul's plane. Like he's in a different universe.
Yeah.
So, but I also have to recognize, like, I'm not stupid. I realize I'm 48. Well, it's not just that. It's just my body just doesn't move. Like in my mind, I know all the stuff I want to do, but my body just doesn't react anymore. Like before, it used to be like I would go, like if I thought of doing something, throw a punch, then my body would just react. Now, if I think throw a punch, it's like my mind tells 3 other people, they run to the store real quick, get something, come back, and then my body reacts. It's just, it's just old, man. And so I recognize my role would be different.
Yes. Yeah. So. Did you prefer being a heel or baby face? Heel.
I hate it. Oh, I hate being a baby. Because I'm a natural heel. I'm a natural smartass. Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
My girl literally says, "Fuck you, fuck off," or something on a daily basis because of something.
Really?
Some smart ass comment I say. Yeah, really? I'm such a smart ass. And it's just fun being a heel.
Yeah. Because all the fans, they say you're so nice.
But that's why. Because I am nice.
Yes.
And I'm not an asshole.
No.
So it's fun to be able to go and be an asshole where you can get away with it.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Is there any wrestler that you never got to work with that you thought you would like to work with today? Obviously that
like of today's generation or guys from my time?
From your time.
Like, I mean, I know it's probably not popular to say this, but I never got to do anything with Hogan. It would have been fun to do stuff with Hogan, or even Cena. I think the only time I ever got to touch Cena in the ring, we were in a battle royal, and I mean, a battle royal is pretty much a free for all, and I saw him out. I just wanted to go over and punch John.
You didn't like his jean shorts, I know that.
God, who could?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, God bless him. He made him pop. He brought him back.
He did.
Like I'll say what you want about the guy, the man. Like I've never seen a better marketer.
Yeah, he's
like when Steve made all that money on Off Austin 316, that was, I mean, he wasn't trying to sell the stuff. John was going out with something new and reinventing himself all the time. He's amazing.
Yeah,
amazing. I got so much respect for John.
Wow. Who'd you like on the road traveling with a lot?
I traveled with Devon a lot, and then once they split the shows up, I went with Randy, and then I was in the car with Randy for about 3 years. Yeah, I had a blast. We'll text occasionally. He's busy. He's got 75 kids now, and I get it, and we had a good time, man. I tell people, and I stand by this.
Okay.
If I feel like the last guy to get polio the week before the vaccine came out, because if Twitter and if Instagram and TikTok, if TikTok would have been around during our time, I would have 50 million followers, because I would have been in the car. Hey guys, it's me and Randy. We just got done. Like the shit we did, it would have blew up.
I'm sure.
But then I also think it's probably a good thing it didn't.
You guys would have been fired real quick.
I would probably still be in court.
Exactly.
I had a girl hit me up a couple years back saying that her 5-year-old kid was mine. And
get out of here.
Yeah.
And so how did that end?
I had to prove a negative. I had to go and produce DNA and send it off to the state of Oregon where she lived to say it wasn't. And I literally, it was funny because I was terrified. Like when I got the letter, I was like, oh God, because I don't remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it wasn't out of the realm of possibility.
You're on the road a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
You're on the road a lot.
but then my buddy looked her up and I just remember him calling me back giggling. And he was like, yeah, he's like, if this is your kid, then you deserve it. And it was like it was like a red-headed kid. It was like nothing about it looked like it came from any part of my DNA. So obviously it wasn't. But it's just like it would have been ugly. It would have been ugly.
I'm sure. How were I'm sure you got a lot of, let's say, and I didn't say the word rats. I'm sure there were a lot of them when you traveled, right? The ring rats, especially for you, right?
We had fun. We had a good time. We had a good time. But it's like, again, we're not rock stars.
Well, people think you guys are, though. You know, a lot of people think
okay, but all right. Rock and roll, girls like rock and roll.
Correct.
In wrestling, guys like wrestling.
That's true. That's true. That's true. You know, how was The Rock, by the way? You got to hang out.
He's coolest. Just what you see in all the interviews and that's him. He's not putting on a front. He's not doing an act. That is him. That's Rocky.
He's really, really.
He's the coolest human being on earth. Yes, I could not be more happy for someone's success because he deserves it. Like he's the nicest human being you ever meet.
Do you still do any autograph shows by any chance? Do you do those? Do you like doing those or no?
I mean, I like doing them back before the YouTube channel came out. I mean, do I want to leave my house on a Saturday and go sit somewhere? No, I don't.
No.
So now that I don't have to, I mean, I don't. I mean, it's not bad. I don't mind. I enjoy doing with the fans and stuff, but it's just the whole process of okay, I got to go to this, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And like Netflix seems a lot better.
Yeah,
Netflix and my couch seems like more fun.
Yeah, your channel obviously is really big. Where do you see your channel 5 years from now?
Oh wow, shoot. I hope just continuing, and I hope we're able to evolve. I mean, I'm not stupid. We're gonna have to evolve and do into something else. I think it's been good that we're able to meet with more wrestlers now. And now, when I call wrestlers, they answer. You know, and actually now a lot of them hit me up wanting to be on.
Wow.
So yeah, like Matt Morgan hit me up out of the blue.
Oh, did he? Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to do a video with him, but I just continuously evolving. I hope.
Yeah, it's a great channel. Absolutely great channel. And like I said, Maven, I want to be respectful for your time. I want to appreciate everything, just hanging out with me, talking with me. You are one of the best guys around. People don't realize that. You're really awesome, dude, even though you're a great heel. But you're a great guy. I appreciate your time, and
my pleasure,
let me know what's going on, and let's chat up, maybe get something to eat. You know?
You got it, brother. You got it, man.
Thank you so much, Maven. I appreciate all your time, brother.
You got it, man. Best of luck to you with Jersey. Was it Jersey Jay-Z?
Jersey Jay-Z, man. I'll talk to you later, Maven.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand Podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.